welcome back to the channel. We got a very interesting topic to talk about. 4 different types of sneakers in my mind. We got real, we got reps, we got knockoff, bootlegs, and then we have unique brands. So I'm gonna kind of give you the rundown on each of these and what you should be wearing and what you shouldn't be, in my opinion, and what I wear and what I don't wear. So here we go. So right off the bat, the first one is gonna be real, and so we're gonna be talking about the Jordan 4 Off-Whites from Nike. So Nike is a creator of sneakers. They've been creating them since, I believe, the 70s. I'm not 100% sure. Fact check me in the comments. But anyways, they've been creating shoes. They have a unique brand. They are one of the biggest, if not the biggest. And they came out with the Jordan 4 with Jordan brand back in the 80s. So in 1989, they came out with this silhouette and they've released it in many different colorways throughout the years. And this is a real sneaker, and it's gonna make more sense when I compare it to the next one, which is reps. So this is a legit pair of Jordan 4 Off-Whites. One of my most expensive pairs that I actually own, a grail of mine. I've had them for over a year now, and I've worn them quite a bit actually. You can see how dirty they are. So it's gonna be a little bit harder to tell the difference on the sole. But this is an unauthentic or replica sneaker of the Jordan 4 Off-White. And here's the big differences. First of all, the shape is clearly the biggest difference. You can just tell right away, once you have them in hand, which one is real and which one is fake, which some sneakers are getting really good. You can't tell which is real and which is fake. But Off-White 4, it's kind of a weird design with the different materials, even with this grid paper design on the front, I guess you could say. I don't know exactly what material that is, canvasy grid paper type material, and even on the tongue, as well on the bottom with the teal or turquoise sole. You can tell the difference in color on those soles, as well as the toe box. Now that I'm looking at it on the front, you can see the toe box difference, and this is a half a size bigger, so the sizing is a little bit different, but you can just tell right away from the difference in colors. And so these are replicas, these are real. So what's the difference, you might ask? Now, besides the minor details and the different smells and how they look and how they feel on foot, the materials and everything is just about the same. The difference is value. So if I wanted to sell these on eBay, I could sell them for between $1,500 and $1,800 roughly used. Brand new, they're going for over $2,000 in this size. But if I was to sell these on eBay, I would get nothing for them because they wouldn't pass authentication. And so that's where I come with the big problem with replica sneakers. They hold no value on the secondary market. Yes, you can buy them, you can wear them as much as you want. They're probably gonna do the exact same thing. They will do the exact same thing as a real sneaker, but they're not gonna hold any value on the secondary market, and it's actually illegal to sell replica sneakers as real. Now you can sell them as reps, you can get 50 bucks, whatever, and they only cost between $50 and $200 depending on how good of a replica sneaker you want. Now I didn't buy these because I would never spend money on fakes. These just showed up at my P.O. box one day and that's that. So replica sneaker is not my favorite. The next one we're gonna be talking about is bootlegs, which is kind of a different concept to replica sneakers, but some people get them confused, and this is kind of why I wanted to make the video. You can tell right away that this is a Jordan 1 silhouette. Let me grab my mochas quick. Now back with the real sneakers, this is a Jordan 1 High Mocha from Nike. And when we pull out the Rage 1994 Studio sneaker, you can tell it's the same silhouette. Now the big difference is the swoosh. That is the actual part that Nike has a trademark on, and if you use that, you can get sued by them. They also have a patent on the design, so bigger companies such as Warren Lotus have been sued by Nike in infringement on their actual design. But smaller companies such as Rage Studios, you can get these anywhere. You can get them on Alibaba, you can customize them how you want, you can get the materials, and they're not exactly to spec of a regular Jordan 1. You can tell by the high ankle part, it's a lot thicker on the Rage Studios, but the materials and everything is just about the same. The quality is not as good, but it's the same thing with the different branding on the side. And so this is a bootleg. This is using a Nike silhouette or Jordan or an Adidas or whatever you want to call it, and putting your own take on it. And so we've seen this with Warren Lotus. He's done it with the Nike Dunk Low a ton in the SBs, and he's gotten in a lot of hot water for it, even though Bape did the exact same thing with Air Forces when Air Forces were nothing, and they revitalized the Air Force and they took it back and they never got in trouble. And now Bape is a huge brand that Nike has never touched, which makes no sense to me because they're cherry picking which brands they want to sue and which not. And so that logic of Nike makes no sense to me. But companies such as Rage Studio like this, thank you for sending the pair also. It's interesting because I have nothing against bootlegs. Bootlegs are a completely separate thing. You can't sell this as a real Jordan 1 High Mocha because it's obvious it's not a real Jordan 1 High Mocha. And so you also see companies such as Gav Customs that are the same thing as a Nike Dunk Low, but you have a Ghost. And so you get different branding on them. You have different insoles where it says, I believe it says Gav Customs. Yup. You get different tongue tags. You get a different design on the bottom. And this is a completely different shoe, but it's the same silhouette as Nike. So it's kind of muddy waters when you're talking about real versus fake, replicas, whatever you want to talk about it. But Bootlegs are using the same silhouette as a bigger company that generates real shoes, or just copying their design but then putting your own spin on it. So I don't see a problem with it. I think it's a whole different community, whole different market. Honestly, I think it's pretty cool because they use materials and designs that Nike or Jordan or Adidas wouldn't actually use in the final product. So I have no problem with Bootlegs. Replicas are where I have the problem. But I think in the future, we're gonna see some cool designs with Bootlegs. Real quick, another company that I wanna talk about is Keto Wears. They've sent me a few pairs, appreciate you, David. And this is another bootleg, Fugazi, whatever you want to call it. This is very similar to the Nike SB Dunk Low, but it has a completely different spin on it. Like, it has the concept of Passion of Christ on it, where you would never see Nike release this just because it could be too controversial. But in terms of the material and everything about it, it's completely different from what they're doing. So again, Bootlegs, very interesting concept to me. Now let's talk about the last one, which is a unique brand and unique design. So the last company I'm going to talk about is No Two Ways, and they have generated a completely different new design that you have not seen from a company before. You could compare it to different companies, but in terms of material and design, this is completely unique. So now the YouTuber Callum, or Calix, you might know him as, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, he created the company No Two Ways with a couple other people, and they have created a ton of really cool concepts, and this is one of their concepts. And another silhouette they released was the Syzygy. Super hard to say. Anyways, this shoe sold out in a couple of seconds. I think it was like 45 seconds it sold out. And now they're reselling for StockX, which is the first time this company has done this with the sneaker. And they're actually releasing a triple black colorway that I'll have in hand soon. So we might do a full review on all of them and the differences between these three silhouettes. I think we need more of, we need less of the bootlegs and the accounts that make shoes just to sell them, and not saying anything bad about the ones that I just talked about, but this completely unique design I think we need more of. But it has the potential to become one of those big companies such as Nike and Adidas, because it's something completely different, completely unique, and it has completely different branding from what we've seen on bootlegs or replica sneakers. So that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments on this topic of bootlegs versus unique shoes versus real versus reps, I'm curious your thoughts. It's kind of a unique concept in the community, and it kind of gets swayed in one way or another. So please drop your thoughts in the comments. All my gear is linked below if you want to get any information on my Instagram or TikTok. I post there daily, so go follow there. It's all in the description. Everything's in the description. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.